Hello.
Hola, hola.
Hola. Namaste.
Uh, tired. I
Gotcha. Stuck there, right?
was tired before this call, but then now I feel energized.
What's going on?
I think I just needed to rest, to be honest.
Okay. Do you want to go take a rest and call me back later?
Oh no, I feel good now. I already rested.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. What time is it there right now?
11.
Good. Okay. Yeah, it's good to be up. Do you have a regular schedule as to what time you get up and go to bed?
No, but I'm gonna do go back to what I was doing. 6 a.m. and then 10.
That's good. What was the difference when you were doing that to what you're doing now, as far as how you feel?
Yeah, I wake up really. I mean, when I actually rest, um, well, I mean, to be honest, I never really had like a set schedule. Maybe I'll do it for a little bit, and then I'll like just end up thinking of something that doesn't like that wouldn't give me enough rest. So I'll wake up. I'll try to like push myself to wake up at 5 because I was like, oh yeah, because what I hear about like discipline, like yeah, waking up at 5 a.m. like that's just gonna and then but then I naturally wake up at like 7, like 7:24, but I still feel kind of tired after that. So maybe if
Okay.
I stick to a time, maybe.
So, did I ever get you to do the time chart to see what time you should be getting up at for your
No.
natural inclination? I think I sent it to you, but I'll send it to you again. Let me write this down and I'm going to send this to you. Okay. There's a sleep chart that you could do. It's a quick questionnaire. It takes like a minute to do, 2 minutes. And then it tells you what you are, what kind of sleeper you are. So what time you should be getting up, what time you should be going to bed, what time you should be eating your meals according to your patterns, according to your personality type. And it's really great. Now, that being said, it messed me up a little bit because I was a 4 a.m. riser. I finally got myself accustomed to it. I was getting up at 4 a.m., getting all my work done, and it told me I have to be up at 7. I should be sleeping from 7 or up from 7 till 11 p.m. That's my ideal hours. Now, ideally, I can't. My time clock wakes me up at 5:30 every single day in my brain now. And so that's the time clock. So if your time clock up here is waking you up at 7 a.m., doesn't matter if you feel tired, get up, go take a shower, start your day. 7 a.m. is your time. That's when you're going to get going. That's your best optimal time. Now, that being said, Greg, if you wake up earlier, and this is why I like waking up at 5 and 4 a.m. for work. Because when I would wake up at 4 a.m., I would get ready, eat my breakfast, but I would start work by 5. I would work between 5 and 9 a.m. when everybody else is getting ready for work and doing all that stuff. My world was quiet. I got more accomplished in those 4 hours than I would in an 8 hour workday. So that's what I suggest you do is if you want to accomplish something, if you want to go towards your goals, do it first thing in the morning before the rest of the world is up. You'll get more done then than you will with the rest of the day.
Yeah, but I think because I was trying to push myself or like I was trying to like be like with that stereotype of people that wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning that like they get more stuff done and like yeah that's kind of true. If you wake up early, you get more time. But I think it didn't like resonate with me because I was like pushing myself to wake up at 5 to be like everyone else. That like, oh yeah, in order to be successful, you got to wake up at 5 a.m. and then go to bed at a certain time to like build discipline per se. But then I didn't feel like I could stick to it
How long did
because
you leave it though? Like a
I mean
couple.
I did it for a good amount. I didn't really track it, but I did it for a good amount. But I'd wake up tired, or like, I'd wake up like pissed off because I had to like wake up. But then when I actually wake up, when my body tells me to wake up, I feel refreshed when I wake up at like 7 rather than 5. So then yeah,
So
I
then make
wouldn't really I
your
wouldn't
hour.
track.
So then make 7 your hour. and then have a schedule for when you do wake up, exactly what you want to do. So you're getting up at 7, you're taking your shower right away. After your shower, you have, if you eat breakfast, I don't know, but take your shower, then go work out. That should be your schedule. Or meditate first, then go work out, right? So wake up, meditate, take your shower, go work out, eat breakfast, then start your work day. If you do all of those things first thing in the morning, every single day, the rest of your day will become productive, because the shower is cleaning you off of all of the, stress and all of that stuff that you had before, and it's refreshing you for your start of the day. The exercise is building up your energy and putting all the oxygen throughout all parts of your body so that you can be energized to work through your entire day. The meditation is helping you focus on what you want that day to become. And then if you wait to eat breakfast till after your workout, that would be around 10, 11 a.m. That's perfect, because then you've been on a fast. So your body has had the chance to fast. It's going to metabolize the food properly, and everything will be working symbiotically the way your body should be working. So if you do that and then do the rest of your work day, you'll find that you're better off. You're fit. That's what I try to do with mine every day. I get up, I do my meditations, I take my shower, I go walk my dog, then I have my breakfast and I start my day. So that's my stuff. And my
Yeah,
dog,
for
walk my
me,
dog.
this
Yeah, go ahead.
your dog what?
I was gonna say, when I walk my dogs, I'm not just walking my dogs. Like, I'm stretching, I'm doing arm stretches, I'm doing lunges, I'm doing all that stuff while I walk my dogs. Yeah, trying to get the energy up in my neck, right? Because I'm not going to the gym. So that's what I do, is I just stretch the body out, get the muscles going. Yes, doing
Feels
all
good.
that, right? Yeah, it feels good in your neck. And then just build your neck to the side, bring it back, forward, stuff like that. I do that while I'm on my walk. People probably think I'm a complete dill hole. I'm doing it anyway. I don't care, right? So I utilize every minute of my day to do 2 actions or 3 actions at once, just because I'm overwhelmed with stuff right now. But yeah, even just sitting where you are, if you just did that while you were working and just listening to music or did one arm at a time, you'd find that the energy coming back to your body is better. You're getting all that oxygen going back up into your brain, so it helps you to get out of that tired phase as well. I don't know if you
Uh,
noticed that side of your body right now that you just did. Can you feel it's different from the other side? It feels different. It's vibrating
yeah,
differently, isn't it?
how do you
I
know
gotta do the
that?
other side now because it's vibrating differently. So I want it to vibrate the same way.
Yeah, my right side feels more energized than my left side.
See? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why you want to do that sort of stuff. It's going to help you every single day. So start with that in the morning. Then when you feel yourself starting to get anxiety or stress, do it again. Then before you go to bed, do it again. Do some stretching. Your body needs it. I usually do my stretching not just before I go to bed. I'm too tired then, but I do mine at like 6 o'clock at the end of my work day. I start dancing around like a crazy fool, just moving my arms and, listening to music. And
Yeah.
yeah, just to get it out. Like what I say after the hypnosis sessions, just do something to just shake it off, get it out, get that energy out. And why you want to do that first thing in the morning, to exercise first thing in the morning, is because you've been sleeping on your body all night long. It needs to get oxygenated, it needs to move. And you have to get all of that off, because overnight your brain has been working really hard to organize and manifest your future. So now it's done 6 to 8 hours of that. It needs to shake it off and start fresh. That's why you need the shower to wash everything off that you sweat out overnight. And then you need to exercise to refresh and kind of, it's like rebooting your computer every morning. That's what you're doing with the exercise.
Hmm. And then the meditation. What do I like?
The
What?
meditation is incredibly important, because that's going to help you get focused. And where you focus your mind is where your day goes. So if you meditate on what you want to see your day like, you can see yourself going through the day, doing each activity. Even if you make a mistake, it's okay. Mistakes are meant to happen. So you have to visualize yourself making mistakes. Like, oops, I ran into somebody. I was walking out the door. I ran into them. Oops, sorry, ma'am. Walk into the building, stuff like that. Like, you see it all happening in your mind's eye, right? Because you're not perfect. Your day won't go perfect. You're going to spill on your shoes, stuff like that. See it happening. See it all happening as the day goes through, right? And then that's what you want to do in your meditation, is kind of see whatever you want to go forth. And if you can't visualize that way yet, what you want to do is get a mantra set where you get one sentence, one positive sentence, or paragraph. So when I went to go see the Buddhist monk and we meditated together, he thought I wore too much makeup. So his thing was, I am content with who I am. I am beautiful as I am. I am content with who I am. I am beautiful as I am. And that's what I had to repeat over and over and over again. Right. And then guess what? 10 minutes into repeating that, and I wasn't the only one, it was an entire group of people doing this. There was 10 or 12 of us doing this. When I was about 3 minutes into that meditation, when I could start feeling my body elevating up, I could start feeling a light radiating out and energy flowing. Now, that being said, we were combined with the energy in the room, so it was much more palpable and stronger than if you were on your own. But you start to feel your body changing, your breath work changing as you deep breathe in slowly, let it go out slowly as you say your mantra, whatever you want your mantra to be. Get one positive sentence that you need to hear. So today, I am strong and I can handle everything that comes my way. I am strong and I can handle everything that comes my way. You say that as you're breathing in. As you're breathing in, I am strong. Exhale, I can handle anything coming my way. Exhale. I am strong. Inhale.
Um,
And then
I can handle anything that comes my way.
there you go. And you just keep doing that over and over. And you set a timer, 5 minutes. Set a timer on your phone so it goes off when you're ready to go off. So you don't come out until you're ready, until that timer comes off. And you just do it for 5 minutes. You will see a change in your mood, your personality, and everything you want as you go forward, because that's you commanding your mind what you want it to do. And then you'll start to feel your body vibrating in that. Now, the best time to do this, Greg, is at 5 a.m. So if you're up at 5, or the second your eyes pop open, that's what I urge you to do. The second your eyes pop open, sit up, start meditating. Start with how grateful you are for everything in your life, what you're grateful for. The second my eyes pop open, I start talking to God and I tell him, you know what, I'm so grateful for today. I'm so grateful I'm breathing. I'm so grateful for my animals in my life and all the clients coming my way. And I give them my list. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for everything I get to do for everybody else today, blah, 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 blah. Then I sit up and I do my meditation. Whatever my meditation is going to be for that day, I close my eyes and I just go into the zone. Sometimes I just do deep breathing. Sometimes I do sound medicine. So I'll have sound playing or at a certain frequency for me. And I'll have that going and I'll try to emulate my voice with the sound I'm hearing to get on a frequency like, oh, that sort of thing. You want to get your body
Yeah.
on a frequency. Sometimes I'm doing that. It depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling extra stressed that day, that's what I do. Sound frequency. If I wake up feeling, average, but a little tired, I will just get up and do, the average mantra, that sort of thing. So it's whatever you're feeling that morning. It doesn't have to be the same thing every day, but start with that because that's what sets your goals and sets your intentions for the entire day. And you're commanding your mind to do it. So a few times during the day, you'll be commanding your mind for where you want it to go. And that's the whole point, that you keep reminding your body, mind, and soul that you are in charge of it, not it's
Uh,
running you.
uh,
So
true.
right. It's like being at a job where the boss never shows up and then the staff does everything they want until the day the boss shows up. And then they're kind of like, oh, okay, I'll do what he wants. That's what that's what you kind of are right now to your body, your soul, and in your body, because you only show up now and again. So the body's just going willy-nilly, doing as it pleases, finding rules where it feels natural, and it's repeating those rules, right? So that's your anxiety and all of these sorts of things. That's what's happening because the
I was
body's
just,
never around.
yeah.
So you need to be the boss that checks in with your staff 2, 3, 4 times a day. And you're going to do that by meditation, by exercising, by doing stuff like that, by doing your CBT homeworks, by listening to your audios at night. This is you being the boss, checking in with your staff a few times a day. Yeah.
I think that's funny. Hey, check that. That's
Well,
funny.
it makes sense though, right? You can see, you can understand it when I put it that way. If you let your staff go awry, what happens? Right? You're the staff. What would you do if the manager was never there?
Mm. I mean, yeah, you probably wouldn't do much. You'd probably
Exactly.
just sit around.
Sit around and do the base minimum, right? Just to make sure that the doors stay open so you have a job to go to, but you do the base minimum. That's what your body and mind are doing right now is the base minimum because you're never showing up for it. Now you've got to go and command it. You've got to go back in and be the director of the group and tell them what you want. And that's what you're going to do with your meditations every morning, with your gratefulness every day, because you're exuding how grateful you are. And you have to start your day in that feeling of gratefulness because that's what sets the tone. That's there's I know, like if you say what's the greatest emotion needed and the most powerful emotion in the world, what would you say it is right now?
Enjoy.
You would think that,
Yeah.
right? Or love or something like that. But powerful, the most powerful emotion is gratitude. That's the one that sends out the biggest and most powerful vibration out to the world. It's been measured and it's gratitude. Gratitude is what it is. And so that's why you start your, you know, sounded like there was a dog outside. I guess she's at my other door. So but that's what you want to do because when you start your day every day with gratitude, you're starting your I don't know where she is. You're starting your day off with the most powerful emotion of the day. And so that's what you want to do. So start first with your gratitudes every morning. What are you grateful for? Even if it's just three things, just say, thank you, I'm grateful, and mean it, right? Mean it. And then go from there.
Yeah, I feel right now I need the CBT
CBT course.
along with all this stuff to like make it like powerful because I feel in my mind there's still some it's like I feel like I'm just trying to do everything with my mind and my body's not following along with it. So then I don't get the I'm just like using my mind but then like I'm not actually taking any action or like doing so it's like I'm like what the I'm not going anywhere because I'm just mentally thinking about stuff.
And that's also where the exercise is going to help you, by the way, because when you exercise every single day, even if it's just a run, a walk, whatever, when you're putting that out, you actually become more motivated to do other things. That's what's going to help you to take action is actually exercising. So that's part of it as well. That will you still yawn and stuff? Yeah, you'll still be tired, but you'll be energized. I know every time I go for my walk with my dogs, I come back, I'm like, woof, what can I do now? You know, and I start cleaning my house or working real hard or doing whatever because my whole body just got vibrated with energy whilst I was out exercising. You know, so just whatever you do, even if you go play tennis or do something that's moving your body, getting that energy going, just even 20 minutes in the morning, that's all you need, you know, just do that and you'll be fine. You can even do wall Pilates if you don't want to go to a gym, you don't want to leave your house, just do wall Pilates or something like that. That'll get your body moving so that you can stretch everything out. Or grab a Richard Simmons video where you're dancing to the oldies or something like that, where you know any kind of video where you'd be dancing around or anything. Get your body moving. That's incredibly important because that's going to get you motivated to go do other things. Once your body understands that you want to start moving, because right now also you like you said, you're living stagnantly. You're not really motivated to go out, so your body isn't taking action. So even though your brain, you've taught it now that you come to the conclusion, you've come to the decision, but oh, we better go check our facts again. That's what you've taught it. Instead of acting, you said, no, 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 we better go check it. And so you start the loop again. And then you get to the end again. Oh, I gotta go make sure it's all right again. Back to the start. Don't. And then back to the start. And that seems to be what's happening, right? So now you have to train your brain. This is where the manager comes in, the boss man, the owner of the company comes in and says, no, 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 staff, this is not how this gets run. That's where you're going to command your brain every morning through the gratitude, through the meditation, through the exercise, that's when you're going to command your brain every morning. And at night, using the audios, you're going to command your brain then again to do exactly as you want it to do. That's how you're going to do it. Okay. Because if you're getting stuck, it's because you're not starting the day out properly. If you feel that your whole day you're getting stagnant. And I think part of the change needs to be that you need to probably do a lot more exercise, because it's very important to get that moving in your body, to get unstuck. And you'll find actually whilst you're exercising, I know while I go to the large dog parks, I run up and down hills with my dogs. And while I'm doing that, I start to come up with conversations I had 10, 15, 20 years ago that I never got to finish, or they got the one up on me. And now I'm coming up with the answers. So all that stress that was sitting inside me is now coming out. Finally, it's just being released in that moment. And I didn't realize it was still there. Right. So it's kind of like the exercise in it of itself is the release of the toxic energy sitting inside you. And it's the time when you can randomly think of all those thoughts that you have, and it actually, you get to come to the conclusion that you become comfortable with, because now your brain has released all the garbage and it comes to a good conclusion, right?
Mhm.
So that does help as well. And if you ask any entrepreneur who's incredibly successful, they say exercising is one of the parts that got them there as well. You look at the Grant Cardones of the world and all of that sort of thing. He goes to the gym all the time. Why? Because that's what keeps him strong. Now, he's got a different mentality than most people because he's got a different DNA sequence than most people. He's been tested. So he's one of those people who thrives in
That's
the chaos. And not many people thrive in chaos. So, to him, if he's not doing 10 things at once, he's not accomplishing anything. That's his brain. That's how his brain works. And not everybody works that way. Most people have to do 1 to 3 things at a time. Yeah. So don't measure yourself against other people is where I'm going with that story. Just because somebody else can do something doesn't mean that's the way your brain works. That's why I've given you all these tests. So again, I'm going to send you
I,
all
I
the
just want to finish the tasks that make me feel good, and then congratulate myself on that. And then the main thing I'm learning today is to get my body moving
yeah.
instead of my mind, because they're gonna go together. But if I'm not taking action, I feel like my mind is just gonna just be in the procrastination, and I don't use my voice, and then I don't use my body, or I'm in my phobia or whatever, where I'm not taking any action. So that's how I've been feeling. So
Yeah.
it's just
The other thing you have to look at, Greg, is what you're eating. What are you eating daily? What do you start your day with generally?
fruits, fruits,
Like actual,
fruit.
not like
Yeah,
ink or anything like that, like an actual fruit.
yeah.
Okay. And then lunch times, what do you generally do for lunch times?
I either pick up something. I've been trying out. I've been doing this vegan diet. So I'll either order from this place I normally order from and get a wrap or whatever, something from there, which is healthy. But I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm not really that consistent in my diet as well either.
So here's what I urge you to do. I want you to try not to do fast food at all. So if you do fast food, vegan restaurants are probably the best fast food you can do out of fast food. So that I'm okay with that. But do make sure the vegan restaurant you're going to uses organic vegan materials and not GMO vegan materials, because that will be getting you sick and keeping your brain in anxiety and depression and all that stuff. It keeps it there. Certain foods and the GMO products and all that stuff. So make sure whatever you eat, whatever you're putting in your body right now for the next month, especially, let's make sure get it going for a month. And because I want you to see the difference, just like you saw the difference on the one side with the arm. Let's do a month's test so you could see the difference with the food. Put only organic food into your body. Stay away from restaurants, fast food. Stay away from that. It's all poison. If you go into my happiness journey group, I post videos daily about all that food and why it's poison and bad for you and what it's doing to your mind. Okay. Because there's you'll see the videos in there that talk about certain foods that come in certain boxes that cause ADHD, anxiety, and depression. Okay. The foods do this. Remember this. Anything in a box red, that has red in the box, mostly the box might be red or the container is red, you need to stay away from that item, okay? Because that means it's going to cause anxiety in you. So do not take that item if it's in mostly red box. Guess what's mostly red? McDonald's. Do not eat McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
McDonald's. Anything blue. Blue causes depression, anxiety. Okay. Anything green causes those plus ADHD. Be careful. Okay. All of
I
these,
already had mild ADHD.
like me,
No, me. I don't show it, but I like I feel mind races, but
listen,
like I don't know what that is.
I didn't know a whole lot about ADHD. I just knew how to help people get past their ADHD, but I didn't know much about the signs and symptoms. I've been watching a lot of videos about that. I freaking have ADHD a bit. I've noticed. I'm like, uh-oh, I have many of the signs, which makes sense now for my life patterns as well and where it was going. So I think it's natural for a lot of people to have a little bit of ADHD going on, especially when you can't shut your brain off, right? And so that's a good sign if I had the ADHD and it's natural, it's mostly gone now because actually a lot of the symptoms they were saying I've had over my lifetime. And I'm like, but those are gone now, most of those symptoms, which means that the hypnosis changed my ADHD symptoms over time. So
Uh, nice.
yeah, 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 exactly, right?
Positive. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then also the information as well too. But no, I think with my ADHD, and I mean it's there. I mean ADHD can make it's like with like your conversations, because you can like go off topic.
Hmm.
So then it's you commanding your mind. I mean, there's practice to it, being able to have a fluid conversation and not control it. And that's what, like in that like anxiety class I talked to you about like 2 months ago or whatever. That like I'm like, oh yeah, should I do this or whatever? Even though it does help, but then it's like here we go again with like the consistency, because he told me like quote unquote people that have anxiety. I mean, you're helping me like reframe and like getting my body moving and like understanding where I am. But then on top of that, if I want to like grow and improve, then that's when I have to like actually like do classes like this, repetition over and over and over and over again to like actually like become something. So that's what because I try to like control stuff. I try to like control like conversations and shit like that. So I realized
Yeah, you're
that
realizing that doesn't work, right? Control.
yeah, my brain control.
And that's what I'm trying to teach you, that you have to learn to let go. That's where your strongest suit is right now, or your strongest need is right now, is learning to go. Let go of the outcome, let go of your expectations, let go of what other people you think may think of you. Just let go of all of that and go with it. Flow. I know that's the hardest thing to do for somebody with anxiety and ADHD and all of that stuff. That's incredibly hard to do. It's easy for me to say, right? Hard to do. But as soon as you start taking all of the steps we suggested today, so do you remember what steps I suggested today? Which ones?
Wake up time, meditation, workout, shower. Yeah, I wrote them down. And
Eat.
then the mantra, 5 a.m. gratitude, or in order, gratitude, 5 a.m.
Well, if you're up at 7, that's fine at 7. But the best time to talk to God and to the universe or whatever to meditate is at 5 a.m. But if you're not up then, don't worry about it. Just the second your eyes open, start this routine.
Yeah, so gratitude, shower, workout, meditate,
Eat.
eat, eat.
And when I
Yeah,
say
because
eat something
grat-
fresh, like,
gratitude,
pardon me?
the gratitude, the gratitude will make me feel a lot better too. Because I feel sometimes I'm not grateful for like the things that I have, which is like crazy. But
Well, and that's often what happens when we're in, like when we are down on ourselves, right? We just look at what everybody else has and what we don't have. instead of realizing all the stuff we do have that other people don't have and being grateful for the life we actually do have and everything that's been given to us already. And that's what you have to understand, is that you don't get more until you're grateful for what you already have, right? So that's, and if you do get more, it would be taken away if you don't have that gratefulness, and you'll lose it in a very catastrophic way. So you'll see that a lot. You'll see that in people who you see go up and you're like, oh, why is that? Like that person is egotistical, narcissistic, pompous, whatever. Fast forward 5, 6, 8, 10 years, and now they're in jail for this. They've been car accidents. They're drunk and in rehabs, and everything was taken away from them. You see what I'm saying? Because they weren't grateful for where their life was. And you have to be grateful, because otherwise you're going to lose everything. And if you start every day with gratefulness, good things start to come towards you, because you're putting out you're throwing your first stone of the day into the water, into a gratefulness pond. So you're throwing out a positive energy for your day that's going to ripple out for all the other energies throughout the day. That's also what's going to be coming back to you, because when you're throwing out that positive energy, you're bringing that positive energy back towards you. Remember, whatever you put out, you get back, right? Tenfold. So you'll notice on those days, let's say you're grumpy, you leave your house and you're grumpy, you snap at somebody, the first person, you'll snap at everybody, or wherever you're going, there's assholes, everybody's just reacting. And it's because you're the grumpy person going around spreading that distaste everywhere. And now everybody's reacting to that. Now, if you're happy going around with that smile, people tend to smile at you and be happy with you and be joyful with you and hand you apples as you're walking or something. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like you see in those darn commercials, you know? So that it's just what you're putting out is what you're going to get back for the day.
Yeah, and that relates to my morning. My morning, because this morning when I woke up at 7, I was like, oh shit. I remember you said like to start taking action, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I got up as soon as I got up out of bed, and I started feeling. That's when like all my mental patterns started kicking in of oh yeah, well I'm not showered yet. I'm basically just getting up out of bed. Like people are gonna be looking at me like I look like a mess. But then
Shower.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. What
and
did you do when that thought came up? Did you ignore it and go and eat breakfast and sit in front of the TV? Like or did you take the shower?
no, I ended up going on the walk. But I'm just saying like
Okay.
because I don't have, besides talking to you today, I didn't have like a set thing to do. So
Yep.
like I literally just went on the walk, and like I thought like I don't know. I just had this self-conscious thing about like that. It's like yeah, I can like radiate energy, but then if I'm feeling like self-conscious about myself, then like I feel I won't be able to like transfer like the positive energy to someone else that may be down or whatever. So then like the things that you suggest me to do with like the hugs and stuff, like that gets me out of my head to realize that like we all have like insecurities and stuff like that, and it's like
So maybe instead of the hugs, you could try this, because this is what I do all the time, especially people don't know this about me, but when I'm feeling extra insecure about myself, I tend to compliment more people out in the world so that it comes back towards me. So I will literally come across people who I see who aren't smiling, or, whatever, or they're just, you could feel that they're having a heavy energy. As I walk by them, I'll whisper, "You look really beautiful today," or, it might be creepy for you to say stuff like that, but or I would say, "I love your jacket and clothing choice. Great choice today." Or, "You look marvelous. I'm happy to see you," blah, and let them go by. And I just bring joy to people as I'm going by. I will often just leave compliments. You can do that as well by just sending joy out to the world, and said, when somebody walks by you looking sad, you could just say, "Hey, I just want to send you hugs and a happy day today. Bye." And just keep walking. You know what I mean? Like, and then people will just feel like, "Oh, I just got sent hugs and a happy day." Okay. And they'll go and give off that hugs and happy day to somebody else, because now they're feeling a little bit more uplifted. So the more you uplift other people and the more you give to other people, the more comes back to you. So if you don't want to do the hugs, if you're not ready to go out and do the hugs, at least start complimenting people along your journey. You're at the bank, you see lovely earrings on a lady, you compliment her on her choice in earrings, something like that, you know?
yeah.
Definitely do
I
it.
mean, That's yeah. I mean, I think that's something I could do like when it comes to
Hmm.
giving, you know. I mean, a lot of it is just like I'm just not sure how other people are going to respond to me. So like I'm just fearful. I'm fearful of like if I it's all based on my own narrative, my own story, and it has nothing to do with the what the other person's doing. It's literally just how I look.
And do you
So
not think that maybe most most people will think and look at you like, oh my God, he's the greatest guy alive because he just said that to me. I feel very happy inside. There's a small percentage that will take that and be like, you freak. And why? Because that person's in a real, real low place, that person right there. And it's okay. Because you know what? 4 weeks down the road, that person might remember what you said to them and they'll be like, oh, yeah, somebody was kind to me. I remember now. Right. But in that moment, they were in a shit place. So they're calling you the freak. Right. People tend to react with how they feel inside about who they are. So when you see people reacting with anger, it's because they are an angry person, not because you deserve the anger. I mean, of course, unless you did something real bad, like, attack their dog or something like that, then you deserve the anger. But do you know what I mean? Like if you just complimented somebody and then they turn to you with anger, that's not you. That's them. That's them. Right.
mm,
And so you have to
yeah.
remind yourself of that. And people, this is an opportunity for you to look good in people's books more so than anything. It would be a pat on your back every time you do it from all the people around you. And you will start to see that more people smile towards you when you go out in the world smiling. Right. And I don't just mean walk up with like a sullen face, ma'am, you look beautiful. Because she'll be like, wow, I'm getting a weird feeling from this guy, right? But you walk up super happy with your life, walk up with a smile and go, ma'am, I'm super happy. I'm sharing love. And just walk on by, and give her a smile or something like that, whatever it is, just to share that a little bit with people. They need it. I don't think you understand how much people need compliments, how much people need to be, well, just like you do. You need to have reassurance, you need compliments, you want to know something is good before you do it as well. Well, there's a lot of people, it's a whole subset of people out there who are like that as well, right? And so if you are the one who's going out and giving them that energy that they need, that love that they need, then it's going to come right back to you as well. And so just
Mm,
be the shine, be the bright, and that's what ends up coming back. And so now the secret sauce to all of this is actually feeling it about yourself. And that's where we got to get you to be in love with you, to be accepting of what's going on with you and to understand that you're not broken, you're not fallible, you're not any of these things. What you are is growing and learning and on your way to an amazing success. That's what you are. But right now, you're just learning. You're still in the learning stages. You're still infant. You're still a baby. I'm 50 years old and I'm just getting all of this shit. So, you know what? You're just starting out still, and you got a long way to go still, because not everybody's meant to become a great success in their 20s. Some people become successes in their 60s and 70s, right? It's whenever you're ready, whenever you've learned the lesson. So the faster you learn all your lessons, the faster you go and train for all of these things, the sooner you'll get to your goal. But you can't
mm,
feel, oh, I'm far, far behind, because no, you're still in your 20s, right? You're in your 20s? How old are you?
28.
28. Yeah, you're still in your 20s. I mean, right now you should be exploring careers, finding your best self. Even Oprah Winfrey didn't hit Oprah Winfrey hit until late 30s. She was still getting fired from jobs in her 20s, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're okay where you're at. You're at the stage where you're finding yourself. And unfortunately, if your parents go, I found myself at this age, blah, blah. Okay, every generation finds themselves a little bit later in life, in case you haven't noticed, because their grandparents probably found themselves when they were 13 years old, for friggin' sakes. So you know what I mean? Like you can't, every generation's different. Would you say?
No, my parents don't say that. They kind of like. I mean, they support me with anything that I do. I just think a lot of it's just my own narrative around myself.
Mhm.
So then I feel insecure when I'm like addressing to them like what it is that I want to do or how what is I want to do, because then I don't trust myself, and then they will kind of just look at me that,
So they feel it.
well,
So
yeah.
how do you want to fix that? How do you think we should fix that? Because it's your narrative. And didn't we say whatever narrative you're telling yourself, write it down and say the exact opposite, or maybe even not write it down in your head. You have that narrative going and go, okay, now what's the truth? Stop yourself and go, what's the truth? And say the opposite and
Mm.
repeat the opposite, right? Because you know the narrative in your head. If people are looking at you like, Greg, you're saying this, but it's not meshing with your actions. You have to understand people only believe you when your words match your actions, Greg. And right now you're just all words, no actions. You have to put them together.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's easy for me not to like do anything about it because I feel like I'm the only one that's like gonna do something because I don't have like I already talked to my mom. She said she's not. She says this all the time. She's like, yeah, I can't tell you how to live your life. And then my dad, he really doesn't really. He just says to work. So it kind of doesn't give me like a more positive like direction.
Mhm.
They just keep saying that.
That's because they're doing their job. Did you know that that's exactly what they're supposed to do as parents? Did you know that? Your parents are amazing. Like I want to embrace them right now because listen, if your parents pushed you to become whatever they want you to be, you will never become who you're supposed to be. You will only
Well,
become a
I
version
don't,
of what they want.
I don't think they know who I am. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, I don't think they know who I am, and because I don't know who I am.
That's exactly it. They're trying to let you find you. Your parents are amazing human beings. That's what they're supposed to do. You are supposed to go out into the world. Right now, you're supposed to leave your parents' nest, go out into the world and find yourself. Go make mistakes, go fall on your face, go do all of those things. That's what your 20s and, well, your teenagers and 20s are for. That's what those years are for. You're supposed to go and just mess her up and have a good time doing it and figure things out and just enjoy all of the transitions and all of the changes and all the jobs you're going to try and whatever you're going to experience. That's what this time of your life is for. That's what they're trying to get you to do is go out and just experience things and figure it out because you still have another 40 years of work in that job, whatever one you want to be doing. So you better love the job you take, right? But that's why your 20s, you're supposed to go and educate yourself and start looking into the world for exactly where you want to be going for the next 40 years, 50 years. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And they can't tell you that because if they did, you're going to end up a school teacher who hates his job, and starts taking it out on the kids every day because you didn't want to be a school teacher. You wanted to be, whatever it is. Maybe you want to be a rocket scientist or something. I don't know. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're not going after your dream, listen, if I did what my parents wanted, when I went to school, my parents let me go where I wanted, except for when I was going to dangerous stuff. They told me they do stuff to keep me out of it, but they wanted me to do what your parents are doing. They left me go free. But if my parents had forced me to do what they wanted to do, I would be working at Hydro or something like that right now, making a good wage, making a good living, having all of this stuff, and miserable as fuck. Working a 9 to 5 there, doing that because it's not, my uncle does well at that. His kids do well at that, but that's not me, right? It's
Mm,
not me. And I
mm.
wouldn't have been happy there. I'm not saying it's a bad job. It's a great job. It's, they make great freaking money, a lot of freaking money, in fact. And it could be fun for some people who like hydro. Like, listen, I went to Touch a Truck event where all the kids came in and there's a bunch of trucks for the kids to touch. I know it sounds stupid, but they loved it. And they had a hydro truck with the big bucket next to us. Almost all the kids want to get up in that bucket and go up and do all of these things. And these kind of events were helping these kids to figure out if they wanted to become one of these truck drivers. And some of these kids are growing up to become truck drivers and all of these sorts of things. They find this exciting. So this is a world that I did not know of, but people are into it because they love it. So great. Not my world. But if I got forced into that world, or you grow up in a farm family and they're told you have to stay home on the farm, but meanwhile you have dreams of going and dancing in Hollywood or something like that, well, you know what I mean? It's not going to suit you. You're going to be miserable. So you can't let your parents Your parents are doing amazing. You should be going and giving them a hug and patting them on the back for what they're doing for you right now, letting you find yourself that way. They're doing an amazing job. That's why your sister was and brother were given to them, because your parents are amazing. I'm telling you, you lucked out. You lucked out. Do you even realize how lucky you are to have those parents?
I mean, they're good. They're good teachers.
They're amazing. They're amazing. And you need to start learning from them instead of fighting whatever's being taught.
Yeah, true.
I used to do that with my dad. My dad was, he got twice, he got awarded the best math teacher in all of Canada, twice. And I failed math 3 times. So, because I refused to learn from him. I refused. Now I regret, but don't do that. Your parents were given to you, they were gifted to you for a reason, right? And they have all the knowledge you need to keep going. So allow them to help you go where you need to go, and realize that their wisdom, their gift to you is by letting you have your free will to find your soul's journey on your own. And they think you're strong enough to do it and that you can reach out. And that's probably why they didn't give you as much attention as they did the others, because you had the strength from day one. Your mother probably felt that in you. So you do have the power to do this on your own. You have the support system behind you to do this. You have incredible parents with a lot of knowledge, intuitive knowledge that most parents don't have. And you are a very lucky human being to be in that world right now.
Yeah, yeah. I always felt that my parents were like very smart, or like they understood things
Yeah.
pretty easily. But I just didn't see it how you're saying it. You know, I was like damn, why me? Or like, how come? Like, how how come? I got like the short end of the stick.
You got the good end. You actually got gifted compared to all the other kids out there. You are the star child. You got gifted. Go look at, I urge you, go look at your friends' parents. Go look at them. You will feel a distaste in your mouth when you see how their parents are raising them compared to the love, the knowledge your parents have behind what they're doing, right? And that's not going to be true to all of your friends. You probably have some healthy friends with healthy parents, but go and look out there as to someone who's not achieving well or doing well. Go look at how their parents treat them, and then go find someone who is achieving well and go look at how their parents treat them. And you'll see a huge difference.
Well, my one friend, his parents, like they were kind of they weren't yeah they weren't as like structured as my parents. Yeah, I feel they didn't care as much as mine.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
my one friend, he was the youngest of of three. So then he always like, but he was he look a lot of it is kind of because I was always like one of my strengths is I'm able to form well with like families and stuff like that, or like they always like would like invite me over and like treat me well, and I would never really understand why, but then it's just people just naturally just invite me to places and like they want me to like be around them, but then I still form up in my head how my family structure is was not like up to par because I would always look at all the negatives that they formed. I was just like, you know, how come I can't have people over or whatever, and like all this negative stuff.
Yeah, but in that turn, okay, where again, I'm going to point out how lucky you are, because now you're pointing out that you, shining bright gray, got invited into a bunch of homes of people and given love from their families and accepted by a bunch of families. Because why? Your family was busy raising two other children who needed extra help and couldn't give you that to you. So what did the universe do? It gave you everything you needed in a bunch of families in one. So you actually got all of your needs met. It just wasn't from the one family because God said, well, they're a little busy. I'm going to give you a bunch more families to help you out. So Greg, I don't see any part of your life where you've had lack at all. Because anywhere there was lack, the universe gave it to you somewhere else, didn't it?
Yeah.
I urge you to start looking at your life and seeing where you thought maybe you were missing, and then suddenly it came up somewhere else. You got gifted it somewhere else. Whatever it was you felt lacking. You're going to start noticing this. You're a star child, Greg. Things are coming your way. You're just fighting them. You're not seeing it. But your whole life, you've been set up. You've been gifted. People don't have what you have. Not many people get accepted into other people's homes when they don't have a family of their own to love them. You did. You had a family to love you, but I mean, to give you the love you needed in your way. You got it somewhere else.
Dang, that makes me want to cry.
Good.
I
Maybe
mean, but you sound like yeah, but how can I use that? How can I use my gift though? Because I feel like I'm behind.
you're only behind because you're not realizing until this moment you've had this gift, that you are gifted, that you are a shining bright light. You've always been that shining bright light, and God's always had his eye on you. And he's always making sure your needs are met so that you're not in lack. So all you have to do is let go. Just let go of what you're trying to fix. Let go of all that negative stuff that you keep hanging on to and start looking at life as doing things for you. Because that's what it was doing. It was setting things up for you all the time. It was never, ever against you, not even once. And even, even if life knocks you down, there's a video I just posted where this guy was walking through and he shoves a woman down, and he shoves her down, but just behind her, I don't know, air conditioning falls from the top building right where she was standing. Then he keeps walking and he does something else to somebody else. He trips somebody and they fall forward, push somebody else out of the way. And then when he does that, a car comes slamming through where they were, where they would have been had they continued to walk. These sorts of things. That was a guardian angel going and fucking up people's day to save their lives. Right. And so you have to understand that even if something bad happened to you that day, it was probably just a guardian angel coming and saving you from yourself, saving you from making a wrong choice, saving you from going down the wrong road. Because guess what? We are realizing today that you were a bright, freaking shining light that God has his eyes on and was taken care of. He has lined you up with everything you need. So therefore, if you got knocked down, it was because you were going towards danger and it was wrong for you. Because your life is done for you. He's taking care of you. And that's what you need to start seeing. And I want you to start saying that you are grateful for this, and you're grateful in the morning stuff, because that's the first thing you should be grateful for, is that you are walking with this light on you, that you are walking with this gift. That's what you need to be grateful for right now. Because not many people have that, Craig. So now, harness it. Harness it with your gratitude in the morning. Harness it with understanding who you are. And after today, I want you to, every time something negative happens, go, why is this happening for me? Not to me, for me. Look at the reason why it's stopping you from going in a certain direction, because it needs you to go somewhere else. That's all.
Sometimes I just don't know. I just don't know what what the universe wants me to do.
It wants you to freaking shine bright. It wants you to be powerful. It wants you to jump out of this scared cage and become the superpower you're supposed to be. That's what it wants you to do. So it wants you to take action, Greg. Start taking action. And by that, do the list of stuff I said first thing in the morning, and you'll see your life starts to change. You'll see. Every day it will just have no choice. I did it for 3 years straight. Every morning I'd get up at 7 a.m. I'm walking my dog at well, I'd be up earlier, but I'd be at the dog park by 7 a.m. running for an hour up and down mountains trying to get my legs back because I couldn't walk when I first got my dog. So that first year, that's what I did every day. And I felt energized, I felt good, and I started to get my life back. And when you do that first thing in the morning, you'll find that the rest of your day just flows better. So just start changing your life that way. Make sure you start with fruit in the morning because fruit is the best thing to put in your body.
Hmm.
You're going to do good. And I hope you start to see that you freaking shine. You're gifted. And I want you to go and look at all the stuff in your life that you've been gifted with. Go be grateful for that stuff.
I mean, I saw myself as a gift, but I didn't know how to use it, or like in what way, because in my head it's like it's
Mhm.
not enough.
Well, to find the way is to do the meditations. The meditations will bring you to the way because all you have to say in your meditation is show me how to use these gifts I have. That's it. Use that as your mantra. Show me how to use the gifts I have. Show me how to use the gifts I have. Repeat that over and over, and your body, mind will show you eventually. It'll bring it to you. You'll have an overwhelming desire to start going in one specific direction. That's what's going to happen, right? Command your mind to do what you want it to do. That's what we're training you to do. You have to be the boss of your staff. So command your mind. I know you laugh, but you're the boss man of that staff. Okay. You can do this. So that's the first thing you're going to do today. All of this stuff. I want to hear back from you next week and every day this week about how grateful you are. I want you to send me your grateful list. If you have one every single day, send it to me. Send me what you're grateful for. I want to hear it. And I want you to go and give your parents a big, big, big hug and thank them for letting you have free will because they're doing you a good favor right now for letting you find. Because if they had stunted what you're going to become, Greg, they could have stunted this greatness that's about to happen. So just understand that you are like a fine wine. It gets better and better with age. Okay? That's you. You need time to age, time to get into your source. Same with me. I had to take time to age to get to this career because I couldn't have done this career at 30. There's no freaking way I could have done this then. I had to be 48, 49 years old to be doing this career, right? Everything happens in the right time, Greg. Just remember that you're setting yourself up for your future. Command your mind to tell you what it wants to do, what your future is going to be. Like that question I just told you to command. Command your mind to do that and see where it takes you. Allow it about a week or two to come into your mind, and it'll start showing you everything. It'll start showing up in your life. And I don't want you to question the things that start showing up. So because let's say you're asking for, I need a cranberry juice, 3 blocks down the road, there's going to be a guy selling cranberry juice. Don't go, oh, this is just coincidence. No, it's not just coincidence. God put that person there because you knew you were going to need cranberry juice and that was going to be your route. Okay. So just understand that whatever comes ahead of whatever you're asking for means it's coming towards you. Everybody's put in its own place. You're basically running your own video game right now and setting it up, right? So every player that comes towards you in the game is the one you're setting up with your intentions. So make sure your intentions are good and going towards that. Okay,
Ah,
you got it?
yeah, I got it.
Champion. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
But